Welcome to 2021. I figured we could celebrate the new year together by learning how to write this year in bubble letter numbers and make those numbers look like celebratory mylar balloons flying high in the sky. You're going to need color pencils or crayons to color, a regular pencil with an eraser, and a black marker. But the black marker is optional. Let's get started and get your paper and pencil ready. If you already know how to draw bubble letters, just dive right in. Otherwise, follow along. I'm going to start with the number 2, nice and big. Skip a space. I'm going to write the 0. Skip another pretty big space. Write another 2. And then the number 1. So it's okay that I kind of have them in a staggered down, up, because they're going to be balloons. Balloons bop around and fly high in the sky anyway. You can still use this pencil for the next step, but I'm going to use marker so you can see exactly where I'm placing my lines. I'm going to trace around each number carefully. Now, since these are balloons, you really want to round the corners and the edges. Take your time because you still want your shape to look just like the number. So I'm going to follow, not going to draw right on that number 2. I want to go above the 2, in, over, and down. So I'll draw now. See how I'm staying equidistant from my original drawn number. And it's okay that it runs into the 0 because, again, balloons can overlap. Now I still have this line right in the middle. I'm going to erase it. So I created a shape. So I went from the line of a number 2 to now a bubble letter shape of the number 2. Now I just erase everything on the inside and I have the shape of the number 2. Perfect bubble letter or balloon. The next number is easy. It's just a big oval, and don't forget the inside negative space. Erase the inside. Now we have the number 2 again. Draw the same way as you did the first number 2. And last but not least, our number 1 bubble letter balloon. You can either make a simple rectangle or add the little foot at the top so we know it's the number 1. Now, because these are balloons, we need the little knot at the bottom. So because we are making these fancy mylar number balloons, mylar foil kind of puckers every time it makes a shape. So at every bend or curve, draw a few lines to show the foil puckering or curving a bit. Stick to the outside edges. You can put a lot of these lines all over, or just stick to where the balloon curves or turns. Next, let's gather our coloring supplies. I'm going to use a metallic gold and silver for my New Year's balloons. You can make each number a different color, or you can alternate colors, or make them all the same. Take your color pencil or your crayon, or even a regular pencil, and start coloring really heavy around the outer edge of each number. Use firm pressure. That means carefully press as hard as you can. Follow along the whole outer edge of each of your numbers. Make this your darkest value. Value means the lightness and darkness of a color. So you should have your darkest value along the outer edges of your numbers. Let's plan out where our highlights are going to be. I'm going to make a large half moon shape up in this spot of my number 2. So I'm going to know to leave that space white. I can make another oval or rectangle along here, another half moon curve where my number 2 turns, and then a final oval or rectangle near the bottom. These are the bubble highlights of my number. Now let's fill in the space between the dark and the light with a medium. Color soft or as lightly as you can to fill in the rest of your balloon. Be careful you don't color on top of your highlights, or you can simply erase if you did by accident. Mylar balloons are really shiny, and since they are curved, there's a lot of reflection on each balloon. When we see these balloons in reality, there are darker spots and lighter spots, and spots in between. Feel free to give a little bit of firm pressure or darker value anywhere within the balloon. Continue with your dark, light, and medium pressure for the rest of your balloons. Let's gather up any colors you want in any materials you want to create a night sky filled with fireworks. Happy New Year!